The most underrated side hustle right now is without a doubt Etsy print on demand. There's no inventory, there's no upfront costs, there's no shipping headaches, there's no advertising and marketing money needed, and you can start making sales faster than you think. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to start your first print on demand store and put you on the path to building your first profitable business with $0. All right, so first things first, we need to start our Etsy shop. So go over to Etsy.com, sign up for a seller account. Now a niche isn't required to start a print on demand store. It's not like e-commerce or Shopify where you need to have a very specific niche and then only sell products in that niche or only sell one product. You can definitely get away with selling a bunch of different types of products to a bunch of different audiences, but I think it does help to have one that you really focus on and then specifically targeting products towards that audience. So that's what I would recommend. And choose a niche focused shop name that reflects your brand and that people, when they see that name, they understand exactly who you are selling to and what you do. And how do you come up with a niche? I would think about what things do you personally enjoy that you would actually buy products for. Are there any activities or sports that you do that you are very passionate about that you would actually buy something for? Because chances are, if you're interested in something, then someone else will be too. It's like a famous Alan Watts quote, and it's very true, especially with business. So for me, if I'm thinking about things that I actually like that I would buy products for, it's like boxing or MMA or Severance is a show I'm watching right now. Just try to think about things that you would personally buy. Obviously, it doesn't have to be this way. You know, if you don't have a dog, you can sell dog products. But I think if you sell products in a niche that you're actually interested in and involved in, then you know more about what types of things those people like, and you can create more specific products that maybe someone who is just doing some research out there, they wouldn't think of. And I'll give you a very hyper-specific example of this. So like I told you, I've been watching this show Severance, and the department that the characters work in the show is called macro data refinement. So you can go on Etsy and find people selling mugs and shirts that say macro data refinement on them. Now, obviously, if you don't watch the show, you have no idea what that means. But if you do, and you're a fan of the show, and you see that come up on Etsy or while you're just scrolling around on social media, chances are you're going to be much more likely to buy that. So that's just an example of how actually being interested in the niche that you're selling in has a big advantage. Now, I've really been into MMA training in the past little while, so I think I'm going to go for that niche. I'm always bad with names, so I like to ask ChatGPT. So I'm going to say, I'm starting an Etsy store in the mixed martial arts niche. Give me some store names. Yeah, so we have a decent list here. So I'm going to choose one of these and go with that. And all right, so our Etsy store is started. Next thing to do from here is we're going to find winning products that we can sell on our store and start making money. So there's a few different ways that you can find winning products for your store. There's a free way, there's a paid way. Both work, but the free way is going to take some more time, and the paid way, well, it's paid. So let's do the free way first. Now the way to do this is by just going on Etsy or maybe scrolling through social media and finding products in your niche that are new, that are specific, and that are getting some traction. So I'm just going to go on Etsy. I'm going to search up Muay Thai, and this will show me a bunch of products in that Muay Thai niche. And when I'm scrolling through here, the biggest thing I'm looking for is reviews. So the more reviews they have, obviously the more orders they have, which means people are actually interested in that product. Now I really like this one, this candle that says smells like the tears of my Muay Thai opponents. That is very funny, and obviously this is doing well because they have a ton of reviews. The store has 730 reviews, and once I find something that's already working for another store, I will check out the store and see what else do they have that they're selling. So I head to the store, and as you can see, these guys have over 6,000 sales, so that is pretty good. And it looks like all they sell is candles. Now, I don't really want to sell candles. I'm not really down for that. The profit margins aren't great, and things with glass kind of scare me. But we can get an idea from this concept right here. This smells like the tears of blank is obviously a working formula because look how many of these they're selling. So that's an idea that I would note down. Maybe go back to that later once I'm thinking of what products to actually create. So let's keep scrolling. Okay, here we have a mug, eat, sleep, Muay Thai, repeat. I like that. That one would be pretty easy to make as well. We also have things like this poster, Muay Thai, Art of the 8 Limbs, and then a little description, basically the definition of Muay Thai. And I think that's very interesting about this, and I've mentioned this in other videos, is you see something like this, you see this listing, and you'll notice that it's only $2.76. Now the reason that it's so cheap is because they're not actually selling this full poster, they're selling just that PNG, basically, so people could put it on their own poster and then print it out and do it themselves. Now that's a lot of work, and a lot of people don't want to do that. So I see an opportunity when I see something like this. If this listing is getting a bunch of sales, and as you can see, these people have 64 reviews. It's not a bunch, but it shows that there's some interest here. And when there's interest in a product that's just a PNG, I think, okay, why not take this to the next level? And we actually create this poster and sell it to people so they don't have to do all of the work themselves. And that way you can make way more profit on each sale as well. You could sell these for $50 to over $100 depending on how big the poster actually is. So that's another product I'm going to keep in mind. I'm going to keep scrolling a bit here. Now, Muay Thai seems like it's very, very specific. Now, if I'm thinking about making sales as quick as possible, maybe I wouldn't go with this specific of a niche because it might take a while. And I think in the long term, it is good to start a store like this. But let's do something a little bit more broad. Let's search up MMA. This is very interesting. So look at this custom MMA fighting caricature. Now, something that is huge on Etsy and why a lot of people go to Etsy is for custom products and those things that you can't find in store. And this is a very good example of that. Look at this. So you send in your photo and then you get this photo of you on a fighter, super shredded. This is very cool. And once again, this is not the actual poster they're selling. They're literally just selling you this photo. So there definitely could be a business here where you advertise this exact same product, get AI to create this photo for you, or maybe even hire someone on Fiverr or Upwork. They create this photo for you, and then you print out and ship these cool UFC photos to people. I could see that being a very big business. Let's keep scrolling. Let's find something a little bit more simple for now. And sometimes you're looking for products in your niche and you're searching through, and once you find a store that's actually selling something related to your product, you go to see what else they're selling, and that can give you a ton of other ideas as well. So I just found this MMA fighter mug. I went to this account of who's selling that mug, and look how many other mugs they're selling with very specific niches that you can get ideas from as well. So that's how you find a product for free. We have like 3 good ideas there in like less than 5 minutes of searching. And honestly, you can just do that all day. Search through Etsy, create a list of like 100 products that you think would sell well, and you can do really well off of that very quickly. Now, the paid way to do this is by using a product research software. There's a few out there. One of the ones that I've used a lot is Everbee. So basically, it just integrates directly into Etsy, and you can pop up the analytics for any search results that you're doing. And this just shows us a bunch of information, the search volume, the projected sales that all of these stores are making, when the shops were created. That's a big thing that I like to look for too, is this shop created recently? Is it built in the first year or two? My basic criteria here is I like to find listings that were created in the last year. They're doing over $3,000 a month in revenue, and they're profitable. And as you can see, there's just infinite amount of information here that will help you find those winning products. And this is what I've used on my stores that helps me make thousands of dollars from like a few hours of work. Other things to look for with products is making sure they have good reviews, making sure they're profitable as well. So a lot of times people will put a bunch of listings on Etsy when they have a new store for way less than that product can even be sold for profitably. And this creates kind of a big problem because everyone else is lowering the prices as much as possible, and then you kind of are put in a position where you're selling things for like 50 cents, $1 in profit. And that's why especially it's better to go with the niche products, because it's a lot easier to sell those for a higher price because no one else can find those products anywhere else. So we have our store, we have a good idea of the products that we want to sell. Now we need a print-on-demand supplier to fulfill all of the shipping for us once we start making sales. And the one that I use is Gelato. So a really big thing you need to focus on when you have a print-on-demand store is making sure that the supplier you're working with has high-quality products and they have fast shipping, because they're going to send the product straight from their warehouse or factory directly to your customer, and you're kind of not really involved in the process. You never see the product, which is a great thing, but it's also a disaster if you don't work with the right people. So that's why I like using Gelato, because they've been around for a while, and they're actually one of the first print-on-demand suppliers in this game. They have a very big, diverse product catalog. You can sell custom clothing, you can sell cards, you can sell posters, photo books with them, sweaters, hats. The opportunity here is endless. A lot of other suppliers out there don't have as big of a catalog as they do. Because they've been around for so long, they have a bunch of different warehouses all around the world in 32 plus countries. So it makes sure that your customers get their products faster, shipping costs are lower, the products are higher quality. So let's make our first product, which will be this jiu-jitsu shirt. We're gonna connect our Gelato to our Etsy store. This way we can automate every time we get an order, it goes straight to Gelato and they'll just figure out all the shipping and everything for you. And now we're gonna go over to product catalog and find the t-shirts. Okay, men's clothing, t-shirts, and there's a bunch of different options of different t-shirts. They're all different qualities, different types of shirts, and it ranges pretty drastically from $8 to $19, $20. And obviously the $20 ones are going to be much more premium, much better quality t-shirts. So it really depends on what you're going for with your brand. I'll go with the cheaper one for now, but if I were actually thinking about doing a long-term brand, I would highly think about going with some of the higher quality stuff and just kind of raising your margins a little bit. And as you can see here, the product price is $8.38, and the shipping shipping to the US is $3.99. So all in, for us to sell a t-shirt, our product price is going to be around $11-12. And we can go on Etsy and we can see kind of what the average selling price for a t-shirt is. As you can see, t-shirts range from $16 to $29. So it ranges drastically, but we are in the profitable range, which is good. And you can see our shipping time here. Economy shipping is 4 to 6 days. Express shipping is 3 to 4 business days. And you can go through here and you can see all of the information on the product, 100% cotton, product price, and shipping for each country. And we can do direct to garment, or we can even do embroidery, which would be a much higher quality product. You know, embroider a pattern or something like that onto the shirt. But let's go with the direct garment for now. All right, and this is where we can either drop a design if we have one, or create our own design. So on the left side here, you have a bunch of tools that you can use. And now create that first text, Jiu-Jitsu, the art of folding clothes while people are still in them. And we're gonna switch up the colors of this text at the top. Change the font a little bit, move some things around here, and boom, just like that, we have our design done. That took like 2.5 minutes. Now we can save this as a template. We can apply this to different things. We could use this on sweaters. We can put this on a mug. We can create a poster out of this. You have like 5 different product ideas off of this one design. And another thing that you can also do with Gelato is they have a personalization studio. So say we want to create a product that was completely customized, that people put their own design onto a t-shirt, and basically you just fulfill it for them. You can get your customers to use Gelato's personalization studio, and they can create their own t-shirt designs by themselves. And you don't have to do anything. You just put the listing up one time, and then people keep coming to your listing and creating their own custom products. So that's another very cool option for product ideas. So yeah, Gelato is an awesome tool that you can use to create products and also ship them out. And if you guys want to sign up for Gelato, they have a deal right now that is 50% off for the first 48 hours that you launch your products. So if you want to try that out, you can check out the link in the description or go gelato.com/Alex. And once that's done, we can preview what our design is going to look like. And you have different mockups here. Okay, so our design is done. We're now gonna create the Etsy listing. So there's a bunch of information here. Make sure that you take the time to fill all this out. You wanna have keywords that are very relevant to the product that you're selling. You wanna have a good description. And the best way to do this is just to look at what other people are doing. And honestly, I automate this whole thing. I'll just find a bunch of listings that are related to mine, copy their descriptions, and ask ChatGPT to recreate this in my own way. And we're going to set up our pricing. I'm going to start off selling this t-shirt for $22.99, which gives us about $11 profit for each product we sell. And you do have to keep in mind that Etsy has some fees for every product that you sell. There's a transaction fee of 6.5%. There's a listing fee of 20 cents for each product that you put up, and some other small fees. Also depends on where you're selling to. If you're selling to Europe, you're going to have to pay the VAT tax. So put all of that into account when you're creating these products, and make sure that you price things properly so you are profitable for every product that you sell. And when it comes to shipping, usually the lower the shipping price, the more sales you're going to get. But if you have to charge it to stay profitable, add it to the original listing price instead of having the shipping price. Another thing that you can do to increase sales is use the discounts on Etsy to your advantage. This is what you would call a hook price. So this is the price that shows up when someone is scrolling through Etsy. A lot of times when you're scrolling, you'll see that people have huge discounts on their products, 50%, 60%. Is it actually on discount? No. What they do is they add that 50% to the original price, and every single day they come up with a new sale on their store that says that it's 50% off for this 24 hours, and then they just reactivate it. A little bit of a life hack, a little bit of a cheat code for Etsy that will drive a bunch of more sales to your store. Another way to promote your products would be by using Etsy ads. And you don't have to use much. You can spend $2 to $5 for the first little while and see what happens. Especially if it's a new store, this could be a good way to get your foot in the door if you have the budget. Find some of the keywords that other people are using. You can also use the tool that I told you about earlier to find low competition keywords, and just keep making products. And that's honestly the entire process of starting an Etsy store. Keep doing this as often as possible. It's honestly like every single product that you put out there is kind of like a mini lottery ticket, and you never know what people are actually going to be interested in. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Check the link in the description to sign up for Gelato, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.